weren't of much value. They'd been expelled, suspended, gone through the juvenile system, not succeeded there, and been sent back to school. And I was asked to take those 36 kids and do something with them. And I learned very quickly that they had just as much potential as kids across town in more affluent areas if they'd been given opportunities. And opportunities to find their voice, to find their place, to find a way to connect to this thing we call school. And athletics could be a big part of it. So at-risk kids have a big part in my desire to see athletics play across the state. But I want to share the story about a kid in Alexander City that kind of personifies this. It's a true account of a journey of a young man who, based on all predictions in his elementary years, would be a high school dropout and ultimately incarcerated. Luckily, that didn't happen. I don't recall that I ever really knew what his diagnosis was. I'm sure that based on his behavior, it probably changed about every week. But what I do remember of him as a young elementary student, he could clear a room in a heartbeat. Desks, students, teachers, when he had one of his temper outbursts, everybody cleared because nothing was safe. The only way we could ever get him to calm down was to get his mother to come to school and whatever she could do to calm him down. We never really knew what triggered those outbursts, but I actually spoke to him yesterday, Coach. I called him. And I said, tell me again what it was that was going on with you when we had all those issues with you back in elementary school. He said, Dr. Bice, people just didn't understand me. They just didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to my stories. But needless to say, we tried to listen, but it wasn't successful. But it became successful when he was in the 6th grade, getting ready to go to middle school, and a very brilliant teacher thought maybe he could get involved in football and take some of this energy and direct it in a positive direction. It became probably one of the best decisions that somebody made for a young man that you can imagine. It didn't go real well at first because, number one, the coaches wanted to make sure that he didn't kill all the other students. So he had to kind of get his energies going in a certain direction, but we realized he was extremely bright. And because he was bright, he began to catch on to what these plays and what it meant to hold a position on the football field. Then he also figured out that if I really want to do this, then I've got to do my academic work because I'm not going to be eligible to play if I don't. And I can't get in trouble because if I got discipline problems, they're not going to let me play. So between 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, this new kid emerged. That I'm telling you, 5 years later, nobody had given a chance in heck that he would be anywhere other than a dropout and probably incarcerated. He stuck with it, moved to the high school, and quickly became a star linebacker on the Benjamin Russell High School football team. Highly recruited, moved into the junior college ranks for a while to get his feet wet, and then moved to his ultimate goal of playing at Auburn University. And it was a surreal feeling for me to sit there and watch him in the Auburn National Championship game as they defeated Oregon, and remember that 10 years prior, he had a one-on-one aide in special education, and nobody had given him a chance. His name's El Toro Premium. And we wondered when his mother named him at birth if she had some premonition of what his early years would be like, because El Toro was absolutely an applicable name for him. But as I spoke to him yesterday, he's now with the Ravens and has an NFL career ahead of him. So I share that with you tonight just to bring home to the most personal level about the difference that athletics can make in the life of a child. This kid, I can assure you, would be incarcerated now if he not got involved in athletics. It took a lot of patience, a lot of coaches that were willing to go the extra mile to make sure that he had the opportunity that so many kids don't have. And he will tell you, by his own admission, that athletics saved him. Not just saved him, but saved his life. And I share that just to say thank you for what you do. There is a bright, bright future for Alabama because of the work you do. Coach Stavarese and I are working on several projects now to make our work even more integrated. We're going to try, as we move forward in K-12 education, to remove some of those rules and regulations that are keeping kids from being successful. We released one yesterday. Hopefully it's made its way through some conversation today that we're doing away with the graduation exam and moving to things that are going to make more sense for kids that aren't so high stakes and take up so much of our instructional time. So we really do want to make sure that for all kids, we have an environment where all kids can succeed, and we see you as a great partner in that. Wanda, you told me I had 7 minutes, really, and I think I've done it. So with that, thank you again for having me tonight and for the work you do. Thank you.